Today, we will revise something from Value Education for Class 6. The name of the chapter is The Red Moon, written by Pedro Pablo Sacristan. Today, we will revise this chapter. So, let us start the story. There was once a little grey planet that was very sad. The people living there had not looked after it, despite them having all the inventions and spaceships we could ever imagine. They had contaminated the whole countryside so much with rubbish and pollution that there were no plants or animals left. What is the meaning of contaminated or contamination? It means the action or state of making or being made impure by polluting or poisoning. Something that makes a place or a substance no longer suitable for use, such as water, air, or food, is called as contaminant. Is that clear, student? So, one day a little boy was walking on the planet when he passed a cave and noticed a small red flower inside. The flower was very sick. It was almost dying. So the boy carefully dug up the flower with roots, soil, and everything. Then he started looking for a place where he could look after it. He searched all over the planet, but it was so contaminated everywhere that there was no place where the flower could possibly live in. Then he looked up at the sky and noticed the moon. It seemed to the boy that the plant could survive there. So the little boy put on his astronaut suit and climbed into a spaceship. So, what is the meaning of astronaut suit? It means a spacesuit. It is a garment worn to keep a human alive in the harsh environment of outer space, vacuum, and temperature extremes. Spacesuits are often worn inside spacecraft as a safety precaution in case of loss of cabin pressure and are necessary for extravehicular activity, work done outside spacecraft. So the little boy put the little red flower on his back and off they went to the moon, far away from all that pollution, and with the boy visiting it every day to tend it, the flower started to grow. The flower was so well cared for that it soon germinated, giving birth to others, and these others' flowers spread on to giving birth to more and more flowers. Before long, the whole moon was completely covered with flowers. That is why, whenever the little boy's flowers open up for a few minutes, the moon takes on a soft red sheen like a warning light. Maybe it is telling us that if you do not look after your planet, a day will come when flowers will only be able to grow on the moon. So, students, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is small initiatives can bring about a huge transformation in the long run. That means the little flowering plant was saved due to the sincere and tireless efforts of the selfless young boy. So, students, now I will give you some questions from this chapter. You can follow that. This is the page of questionnaire. First of all, you have to follow the instruction. So, what is it? Answer the following questions. Question number 1. Why were there no plants or animals left on the little grey planet? So, students, you can write your answer like this. There were no plants or animals left on the little grey planet because the whole countryside was contaminated with rubbish and pollution. Next question. Why did the boy take the plant to the moon instead of growing it in the grey planet? So, your answer should be like this. The boy took the plant to the moon instead of growing it in the grey planet because the moon was far away from all that pollution. Next question. Question number 3. How could the sick plant rejuvenate in the moon? So, what will be your answer? The flower was so well cared for that it soon germinated, giving birth to others, and these other flowers spread on to giving birth to more and more flowers. Next question. Question number 4. How did the boy create a colorful garden in the moon? So, your answer should be like this. The flower recovered and multiplied, and more flowers bloomed. The moon was completely covered with red flowers. In this way, the boy created a colorful garden in the moon. Next one. Question number 5. Why is the soft red sheen of the moon compared to a warning light? So, your answer should be like this. The soft red sheen of the moon is compared to a warning light because it conveys a warning that if people do not care for the planet, a day will come when flowers will only be able to grow on the moon. Next question. Question number 6. What is the moral of the story, The Red Moon? The moral of the story, The Red Moon is small initiatives can bring about a huge transformation in the long run. Clear? Now, we will revise the next chapter. That is, nothing is impossible. You all know about this story. We will discuss it again. Let's start. The conquest of Mount Everest is one of the achievements that has never stopped fascinating mankind. At 29,028 feet, Mount Everest is the tallest mountain of the world. Out of the 15 recognized climbing routes, only two are considered to be the main ones. One starts in Nepal and runs up the southeast ridge of the mountain, and the other starts in Tibet and runs up the north ridge. Each of these routes has its own base camp from where the mountaineers start off, generally early in the morning. They made their ascent and descent in steps going from one camp to another so that they get used to the changing altitude and also rest in between. A combination of cold and altitude has a number of physical effects that include dizziness, fatigue, nausea, and altitude sickness. The concentration of oxygen diminishes as one climbs higher and higher, and this causes breathing difficulties and puts climbers through various kinds of risks. Extreme cold may also cause frostbite. Many climbers have made multiple attempts to reach the top of the world, nearly losing their lives in this process, while a few hundreds have set foot on the Everest. Many have gone almost near it, and thousands have lost their lives on this way. Those who choose to climb up must be people with exceptional physical ability, with a keen desire for exploring the unknown and having nerves of steel, besides very high level of self motivation, single minded dedication, and a tireless persevering attitude. Records built over the years prove that not all climbers possessed all of them. It was their resolve and strength of mind, their own interest and motivation, as well as their love for nature and the challenges that drove them to simply go for it. As we all know that the first officially recorded conquest was accomplished by Sir Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay, a Sherpa from Nepal on 29th May 1953. There have been claims that George Mallory and Andrew Irwin attempted the feat in 1924, but they died during this attempt. The first woman to climb Mount Everest was Junko Tabei in 1975. In 1984, Bachendri Pal became the first Indian woman to do so. Reinhold Messner and Peter Hebler were the first to climb without supplemental oxygen in 1978. Later, in 1980, Messner was the first solo climber to reach Mount Everest. Mein Bahadur Sherchan, who was 76 years old, is credited with being the oldest person to reach the summit. George Romeo became the youngest person to set foot on the Everest when he was just 13 years old. Arjun Bajpai is the youngest Indian to achieve this feat at the age of 17. Tom Whitaker, an American whose foot had been amputated to make three attempts and finally stand on the top of Mount Everest. In 2001, Eric Winmeyer and became the first blind climber to reach the summit. On 25th May 2012, 28 years old Paul Kelleher of United Kingdom took the London 2012 Olympic flag to the top of the Everest, making him the first person to take an official Olympic flag to the summit. Thus, we see that the courage and determination of the adventure enthusiasts, as well as their desire to explore and experiment, deserves a salute. It also goes on to prove that nothing is impossible if only you have the will. So, students, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is self confidence and self motivation become a strong determining factor to pursue such daring dreams. One cannot deny that it is this enthusiasm and never say die that has made progress and evaluation a continuing phenomenon. So, students, now I will give you some questions from this chapter. You can follow that. This is the page of questionnaire. So, follow the instruction first. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. What causes breathing difficulties at the Everest? So, what will be your answer? The concentration of oxygen reduces as one climbs higher and higher, and this causes breathing difficulties, and extreme cold may also cause frostbite. Next one, number 2. What makes man take up difficult challenges like climbing the Everest? So, you can write your answer like this. It must be the desire to do something new and also the craving for adventure. This thing makes man take up difficult challenges like climbing the Everest. Next question. Question number 3. What are the qualities that are ideally required by the adventure enthusiasts to reach the summit of the Everest? So, you can write your answer like this. Those who choose to climb up must be people with exceptions physical ability, with a keen desire for exploring the unknown and having nerves of steel, besides very high level of motivation, self motivation, single minded dedication, and a tireless preventing attitude. I am repeating the answer again. Those who choose to climb up must be people with exceptional physical ability, with a keen desire for exploring the unknown and having nerves of steel, besides very high level of self motivation, single minded dedication, and a tireless preventing attitude. Next question. Question number 4. Who were the two people to first successfully set their foot on the Everest? So, what will be your answer? Your answer should be like this: Sir Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay, a Sherpa from Nepal, were the two people to first successfully set their foot on the Everest. Next question. Question number 5. Highlight two achievements of Messner. So, what will be your answer? Reinhold Messner was the first to climb without supplemental oxygen. Messner was the first solo climber to reach Mount Everest. Next question. Question number 6. Who were the first Indian man and woman to reach the summit of the Everest? So, what will be your answer? Avtar Singh Shrima and Bachendri Pal were the first Indian man and woman to reach the summit of the Everest. So, who was the first Indian man? The first Indian man was Avtar Singh Shrima. And who was the first woman, Indian woman? The first Indian woman was Bachendri Pal. Clear? Question number 7. Highlight two examples to prove that age not really a factor for dreaming big. I am repeating the question again. Highlight two examples to prove that age is not really a factor for dreaming big. So, your answer should be like this. Mean Bahadur Shechan, who was 76 years old, then is credited with being the oldest person to reach the summit, and Tame Wantabe became the oldest woman to reach the peak at the age of 73. Question number 8. What is the moral of the story? Nothing is impossible. The moral of the story, Nothing is Impossible, is self confidence and self motivation become a strong determining factor to pursue such daring dreams. Clear? Now we will revise another chapter. And what is the name of the chapter? The name of the chapter is The Little Teacup. You all know about this story. We will revise it again. Let us start the story. An elderly gentleman and his wife went on a trip to France to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary. They both liked antiques and pottery and were collectors of unique teacups. They went shopping in a beautiful antique store. They looked through the shop and came upon a lovely, exceptionally designed teacup set. When the sales lady handed a cup from the set to the elderly woman, the teacup started speaking to her and narrated the story. The woman was amazed to hear the teacup speak. So she let the cup talk. The cup then narrated the story. The cup was initially just a lump of wet red clay. Its master or mentor took the red clay and rolled it, pounded and patted it over and over again. The cup yelled at him not to do that, but the master only smiled. He then poked, prodded, and bent it into a shape that he liked. Then he put it in a hot, burning oven. At every stage of the making, the teacup yelled and pleaded to its master to let go. But the master was determined to mold it until he was satisfied. When the cup thought that he would not be able to bear the pain for another minute, the door suddenly opened. The master carefully took the cup out, put it on the shelf, and allowed it to cool. But after it cooled a bit, the master picked it up and he brushed and painted it all over again. The fumes from the paint smelled horribly and the cup choked. Then the master again put the cup back into the oven. The cup felt quite miserable. It begged, pleaded, screamed, and cried. It was ready to give up in despair when the master finally finished making the teacup. He showed its reflection in the mirror. Only then did the teacup realize how beautiful it was. The master told the teacup that had he stopped molding the cup any time during the middle of the making process, the teacup would not have become this strong and could have been easily damaged and broken. The teacup concluded his narration by saying that our life possesses various challenges in order to mold us into a better person. The next time you feel low or disappointed about your hardships, remind yourself about this story. And the old woman nodded and gave an understanding smile. So, students, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is we should neither regret about the past nor worry about the future. We should live in present and do our duties sincerely. We are exposed to challenges so that we can become better individuals. So students, now we will discuss about some questions and I will give you the questions and you will write by yourself. So you can follow that. This is the page of questionnaire. Please follow the instruction first. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. How did the old lady meet the teacup? So, you can write your answer in this way. The old lady and her husband went shopping in a beautiful antique store and they came upon a lovely, exceptionally designed teacup set. The sales lady handed a cup from the set to them. Next question. Question number 2. What did the teacup say to the old lady when she picked it up? So, what will be your answer? The teacup told the elderly woman that it had not always been a teacup. Question number 3. What did the master do with the wet red clay? So, you can write your answer like this. The master took the red clay and rolled it, pounded and patted it over and over again. Question number 4. What was the teacup's advice to the old lady? So, what will be your answer? The teacup advised to the old lady by saying that our life possesses various challenges in order to mold us into a better person. If we feel low or disappointed about our hardships, we should always remember the story of this teacup. Question number 5. What are the values exemplified by the teacup? So, you can write your answer in this way: endurance, patience, staying calm, and tolerate discomforts are the values exemplified by the teacup. Next question. That means the last one. What is the moral of the story, The Little Teacup? So, your answer should be like this. The moral of the story, The Little Teacup, is that we should neither regret about the past nor worry about the future. We should live in the present and do our duties sincerely. So, now we are ending our lesson here. Thank you.